Hi, welcome back to BRMC's Healthy Connections with our guest today, Randy Stein from Patient Financial Services at the hospital. Randy, tell us about what's going on in Patient Financial Services in regards to pre-registration. I know you've talked about what can we do to keep our patients, our customers happy.
Well, thank you, Donna. We're fortunate right now at Baxter Regional Medical Center that we're experiencing an increase in patients. So that's a good thing for the hospital. A lot of people come in because of the extended services that the hospital's been able to provide.
Right. We've talked about those on the show with 3D tomosynthesis and all of the new technology, or Da Vinci and everything.
So people are catching on to it, and they're coming in. We're experiencing probably a 10% increase in patient load over increase this year. So that, of course, is affecting the number of patients and sometimes our wait time. So what we were trying to do to make a better patient experience for our patients is get out the information to them about pre-registration. Rather than having to come in and possibly wait 15 minutes or longer if there's a really big thing, we're giving the opportunity for our patients. We've done a couple things to help out. For those of you that are patients that are online users on the website, we've put on our website the opportunity to be able to go to our website and pre-register online. Of course, the caveat first, you have to have a doctor's order, so you can't pre-register before you've seen the doctor.
Right.
But if you have the doctor's order and you know what days you're going to be coming in, you can pre-register online, and that'll make your wait much quicker when you come to it.
That'll streamline the process, kind of speed everything up.
It'll speed it up. And besides that, online, there's also there's a telephone number that we'll give a little later to everyone, that they can also call and do this, talk to one of our pre-registration personnel and be able to give the same information over the phone. And the idea that we want to do this for the patients is, like, if everyone seems to come, a lot of times in either early morning or lunch times, it gets very crowded there. Yeah. But if you've pre-registered, the idea that will be taking place is that most of your information is already confirmed, and that you'll already be able to have a very quick through registration process. If not, you're just coming to our facility and you haven't done that, you can expect that you're going to have your insurance is going to have to be verified. Your doctor's order is going to have to be run for medical necessity, and a lot of times our patient
takes time.
Yeah. A lot of times our patients don't realize that a lot of those processes haven't been done. Sometimes there's deductibles that are due that the insurance company says. So what we try to do when we get a chance to talk to our patients beforehand is give them the information that they need to know so they can have a pleasant experience when they're coming in here. Otherwise, if we haven't done that before, we have experienced long wait lines because the increase of patients have come in, and that's not what we want to do. We want to make our patients have a very good, positive hospital experience.
Exactly.
So we're trying to be reactive to it, to be able to provide these opportunities, and now we're trying to get out to the community, let them know some of the different things they could do to be able to make their experience a much quicker when they're coming in to visit us. Because generally speaking, most people don't wake up in the morning to say, I'm going to go and take a visit at the hospital.
And sit. Well, and it's important for people too. Most people have access to a computer, if not at their own home, with a friend, or with something like the library. I know that the internet site is secure, so the information that they're giving out is protected and kept very confidential and secure, so we know that it's safe for them to do that, to access it in that manner. And once again, I mean, we all need to be our own advocates. These are busy times in healthcare, and even at the physician's office, something may not have been given to the patient when they're leaving. Normally they always have it, but in this particular case, they may not have a particular piece of information that they need to have. So that way, kind of a checklist on the internet then, that before they pre-register, they're going to have a kind of a, do you have this? Do you have your doctor's orders? And what about your insurance, as you mentioned, and these things, so that they've got everything ready to go. And if need be, go back to the physician's office and get that other piece of information so that they can use the pre-registration process.
Exactly. The patient registration and the requirements have changed since the 90s to what we're experiencing right now. government insurance plans need more information. There's pre-certification. There's a lot of different things that go behind the scene that sometimes our patients aren't aware of. And so it requires more information from the physician's office. It requires more information that we have to communicate sometimes to the insurance plans prior to the patient comes for authorizations. So these are happening behind the scenes. When a person just comes without doing that beforehand, if there's any thing that they're missing or something that didn't get done,
if there are snags,
there's a snag.
Slow it down.
It'll slow down the experience. You'll have to wait. You may have to get back in touch with the doctor's office. There may be something with the insurance. So we're trying to make it much more easier for the patients, even though what's happening in the overall healthcare community is more checks and balances in which they're trying to require from the hospitals for registering patients. We're trying to make it more easier for them if our patients use the opportunity of pre-registering either online or calling us in at our pre-registration areas.
We know that our patients' time is valuable, so we want to be sure that, as you mentioned, that their experience, whatever they may be doing at the hospital, is the best that it can possibly be. That's always our goal at the hospital. And our patient, their family members, whoever comes through our doors, we want to be sure that it's a good experience. So this is just one more way to have that happen. But
right, and we've experienced some shortfalls in that because of the amount of patients that we had. We're much more successful than we may have thought we'd been. The patients are really taking the new services really wonderfully. So we're trying to be proactive in being able to move up our experiences to accommodate with the new services that we're providing at the hospital. So the overall experience by our patients, there shouldn't really be any snag in their waiting times. And when there is, we're also giving, if anyone, we have an expectation for anyone who's new that just comes in, who's just coming there and hasn't pre-registered, we're trying to get them all done within 15 minutes. And if we don't meet our expectation, we're going to recognize that. We're also going to be able to give some of our patients some opportunities to, we're sorry that we didn't meet your expectation. We're going to be able to give some things for them, because we want to meet our expectations with the patients as well. So this is an opportunity, I think, for us to be able to increase our abilities to help serve our patients in a way that is not just clinical. It's basically we're taking information, their financial information, setting up the stuff, and we're encouraging the doctors as well to be able to give the proper information as they would come across, appropriate diagnosis, make sure the insurance information is in, and make sure that we know the order that's here before the patient comes. That way, when the patient actually does arrive, we're not having to call the doctor's office back in and things like that. So those are things that I think our whole healthcare community, all the patients, all of us can gain by learning this experience. That as the healthcare systems grows and as we put on more services and more patient volume comes, let's use those methodologies out there and get people in a way that's most convenient for them.
Dot the I's, cross the T's. If we can get everybody on board to do that, it will absolutely just make the process go as smoothly as is humanly possible. So,
I agree.
Yeah. So, what else have you got going on?
Well, I think first on this, I'd like to show that there is a telephone number also that our patients can call besides going online.
That's a rack card,
and that's just a rack card that we have. That this is available. You can see this available when it's online. I mean, when you come to the hospital. But there's a telephone number 870-508-1970, and you can call that between 8 to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And we should be able to get one of our pre-registration clerks to actually run through the same information as well. Some of our people don't like to use the computers and not have available with them. So we don't want to penalize anybody for not pre-registering earlier, so that they can also use the telephone. Or the third option, they can come in. And those that come in, that they can also go through our registration if they have the time and answer all the information prior to their services. So that's those things that we're very fortunate. I think we're offering to our patients in our community currently.
And we are. We're really. I know that your department is working very, very hard to streamline that process and to keep it all flowing. And as you mentioned, we've all in the healthcare industry just been inundated with more and more and more paperwork. So that has slowed down the process as well. So this is a great way for us to be able to give good customer service to our patients. And that's always something that we're striving to do. So. And now, what are some other things going on? I'm going to ask first. I'm going to back up for a second. Welcome to the area. I never did.
Thank you.
How long have you been with us now?
I actually started in June here at Baxter Regional. I was coming in from Florida, so it's I'm fortunate for the mild winter.
Yes, you are.
It's a difference from I was in South Florida. I still have a home there. That'd be lucky if I ever get a chance to sell it.
You and the rest of the country.
So I've been here since June, so about 7-8 months now.
Yeah.
So liking it. I really like the area, I like the people. It's different than South Florida, but
right.
it's a likable difference.
It's a likable difference, and we're going to talk more about that when we come back. We need to take a short break. Don't go away. We got lots more to share with you from our Patient Financial Services Director.